Hello, welcome back. Thanks for joining me for part 3 of this newbie playthrough of Nethalas. More housekeeping from last time. Realized that this whole playthrough I've been forgetting to use the advantage on scavenge perception checks that the tracker has with their passive ability. Yeah, that's a pretty big oversight there, and it's definitely hurt us a bit on some traps and different things that we've come against. So I'm going to try really hard not to forget that because it's very important. And also, we just started the combat here in our 5th room at the end of the last video, and I realized again that I forgot to take into account the frightening trait of our Rotwalkers when I initiated my combat. I should have done a resolve check there and taken 1 point of sanity damage in the event that you fail that, but I'm going to try to remember that going forward. Where we left off, we had done a successful, I believe successful, according to how I interpreted the rules, stealth attack on the first Rotwalker here, dealing 2 points of damage, and I interpreted that a stealth attack causes you to be visible to all the other enemies, so we are now engaging all of them in the standard combat rounds. But one thing that I did think about was if you're able to get a successful one-hit kill while on a stealth or sneak attack, possibly the other enemies maybe wouldn't be aware of you in that case, and you could then go and initiate a stealth attack on another enemy. I haven't been able to find anything about that in the book, but I wouldn't be surprised if there is something about it in here. There's a lot of stuff in here, and it's easy to kind of overlook something, but one thing I've found is that there's a lot more information in here than you think. It just requires a little bit of getting into the nitty-gritty of what's in there. Barring any other information for or against that, I think I will play it that way. I guess I would call it a house rule. I would play it that way, where if you have a one-hit kill in stealth, you can continue to initiate another stealth attack on another enemy. Hopefully we'll be so lucky as to do that. But first we have to survive through this combat, so let's get back into it here. And all the Rotwalkers are now starting their turn. So we're going to roll for our first Rotwalker here. We're going to see what attack he's going to be doing. So he has rolled a 2, and that's going to mean that he's going to be doing the Grasping Claw physical attack. So the Rotwalker extends its decaying arm, attempting to grasp a target with its skeletal hand, dealing D4 necrotic damage on a hit. Additionally, the target must succeed on a dodge check or be entangled as the Rotwalker's grip tightens. So yeah, this is pretty bad here. Necrotic damage and also a dodge check or be entangled, and our dodge skill is not great, so we'll see how that goes. Let's roll up our combat here. Okay, yeah, so I got 47 here, and the Rotwalker has rolled an 18. So both of us are under our skill scores. Right now the Rotwalker has 40 combat skill due to being the attacker, and we have 60 bladed weapons, so we are both under our skill, which means a successful hit. However, with 47, our roll is closer, our roll is higher, so I believe that's going to be a successful defense. So we're now going to roll on the defense table. So that's going to be a D10 roll. So we rolled a 6 there, and it says our next attack is going to deal plus D10 damage, so that's really good there. I'm actually going to try to make a note of that. Next attack plus D10. Okay. So let's try to remember that going forward. And now the second Rotwalker is going to attack. Let's roll his. Okay, he has rolled a 6. That's going to be the Deathly Embrace, which is also a physical attack. The Rotwalker lunges at a target, attempting to pull them into a ghastly embrace. The target must succeed on an athletics check or be grappled, becoming entangled. While grappled, the target takes ongoing D4 necrotic damage at the start of each of their turns until they break free or the Rotwalker is destroyed. Alright, so this is also, this sounds something like a magical attack, but this is actually a physical attack. So we're going to roll our physical attack roll here. And we have rolled 65 and the Rotwalker has rolled 48. The Rotwalker currently has a combat skill of 40 and ours is 60. Although I believe if we add 10, I believe our skill is actually 70, so I think that's going to be a successful roll, because I forgot to add 10 last time. So our skill is actually 70 with the 10 speed. So that's going to be a successful roll for us, so we're going to roll again on the defensive table, as that was a successful defense. So it's going to be another D10 roll here. And our defensive move, we got a 9. You get a moment of respite after fending off your opponent's attack. Recover 2 toughness. Okay, so that's great. Especially didn't expect to be recovering toughness in the heat of battle, so that's a nice bonus there. That's going to move us up to 6 on our toughness, which we're happy to get some of that healed back. Okay, now the third Rotwalker is going to queue up their attack. So they have rolled a 3. That's going to be the Festering Aura. The Rotwalker emits a foul aura of decay around itself. Creatures within the aura must succeed on an endurance check or take d6 necrotic damage at the start of each of their turns. The aura lasts for 2 rounds or until the Rotwalker is destroyed. So we're going to note here that this walker has an aura and it's going to last for 2 rounds. And I believe the way that works is we have to succeed on this check at the start of our turns. And it says creatures within the aura. I wonder if that applies to the other Rotwalkers. Well, I'm really not sure about that. I guess maybe because these guys are all the same, they're kind of immune to that. I think because they're undead, they would probably be immune to that. Or actually, that's necrotic damage, so they could actually heal from that. Yeah, that's tough. I don't know. I don't want them healing d6 necrotic damage every turn, assuming that they can hit friendly fire with this. So I'm going to say that they do not do friendly fire on that. But if there was other creatures in the area, maybe I would possibly do that roll. I'm just going to say that they're all immune to each other, so it's only going to apply to me. So the way I'm reading this is when I start my turn here, I'm going to have to make a roll for this aura for next turn, and then the turn after. It's going to be 2 turns or until it's destroyed. Alright, now we're going to start our attacking turn here. First thing we're going to need to do is a resolve check due to the frightening trait of the Rotwalkers. We're going to continue to focus our attack on this first one here and try to get one of them down, but we need to do this resolve check. So we have rolled 3. I believe that's a 3. I think that's a 3. We have 30 resolve, so we pass that check. Great. And now we're going to roll for our combat. We have rolled 79, which I believe our skill would be 70 right now with 10 speed, so we have failed our roll there. The Rotwalker has succeeded in defense with a 16. I don't know if that means that we do not get to use our plus d10 damage. I think because we didn't actually make an attack, I'm just going to hold on to that until we can make an attack. So yeah, next time we have a successful attack, I think we can still use that, but I'm not sure about that. We failed our attack. The Rotwalker succeeded. The Rotwalker needs to roll on the defensive table. And they got a 9, which means that they recover 2 toughness. He is back to 4. I think, oh yeah, also we need to roll for this aura here, so we need to succeed on an endurance check. Now our endurance is only 10, so this is going to be tough. So 67. So we have failed that endurance check, so we're now going to take D6 necrotic damage. So let's roll a D6 here, and we have taken 6. The way necrotic damage works is it directly affects your health. And we've already taken 4, so we're now going to be down to 4. And this cannot be healed by any means except for taking a camp rest because it's necrotic damage. So we are at death's door here. Things are not looking too good. So let's roll for the Rotwalker's. Let's see what attack the Rotwalker is going to do. So he's doing a Deathly Embrace. Okay, so we'll roll our combat roll here. And we have rolled a 90, which is going to be way over. And they have rolled a 26, so in this case the Rotwalker is succeeding in their attack. And we now need to do an athletics check. So we're going to need to roll under a 20 to pass this check. And we have not. We have rolled 82. So we failed that check. So we are now entangled. We are now going to take D4 necrotic damage at the start of each turn until we break free. So next turn we're going to take D4 necrotic damage. So we are really pretty much dead next turn if we don't die before then. So next Rotwalker is going to go. We have rolled a 25 and they have rolled a 97. So they're going to fail that attack, and we will roll on the defensive table. Rolled a 2. We can reduce our opponent's armor by 1 in a random location until the end of combat. Okay, well they do not have armor, so that's not going to apply to us. Alright, now the third Rotwalker is going to roll. So they have rolled a 6, so that's going to be also the Deathly Embrace. So let's go ahead and do our attack roll here. We have rolled a 13 and they have rolled a 23. Their roll was higher, so their attack is going to succeed. And we are now going to roll for our athletics check. 68, so we have failed that check. And we have become entangled a second time. We are entangled by 2 Rotwalkers. So we're going to take D8 necrotic damage at the start of next turn. Or sorry, we're going to take 2d4 at the start of next turn. So unless we roll 2 1s or a 1 and a 2, we are dead. We are finished. Let's see what we get here. Okay, a 3. And I think we are now dead, because we can't roll less than a 1. So yeah, so we took 5 points of necrotic damage. And that is going to be the end of Eddy the Razor. Killed by 3 Rotwalkers in the 5th room of his dungeon exploration. So he did not get very far. Certainly not using our tracker, forgetting to completely use the tracker skills didn't help. Probably would have been a little bit better off, but I have to say that all this necrotic damage that we've taken, not just from the Rotwalkers, but also from the Abyssal Vexator, really nasty stuff. Really, really nasty stuff. If you end up taking a lot of necrotic damage without, healing or doing something to affect that, camping, whatever, you're going to be in a lot of trouble. And that's what happened to us. So brutal beginning. Not too surprising though, being that my first attempt at Nethalas, and not really having any experience with tabletop RPGs. Hopefully the next game is going to be better, and I will probably come up with a new character over the next few days and probably start putting up another playthrough, because I would like to get a little bit further in, and I feel like this one ended really shortly. I appreciate you all joining me for this first foray. Not great, not a great result, but I am hopeful that I will have a better, more success next time. So please join me for that whenever Season 2 or character number 2 starts. I will see you then.